Merriam-Webster defines intelligence as the ability to learn, understand, or deal with new or trying situations. The American school system, and consequently the American public, define intelligence as 2400 SAT, 36 ACT, 4.0 GPA, a repertoire of irregular, unnecessary synonyms, the ability to preach without true practice. It was a time where I wanted to conform. As a black boy, I was told I was inadequate. As a good test taker, I was told I was intelligent, told I was just a product of added pressure from multiplying economic obstacles and racial divides that subtracted my motivation, but still couldn't excel in the mathematician profession because of my pigment. Citizen issue depression always hit the hardest. Stephanie Grace, esteemed Ivy League graduate, says blacks are genetically inferior, less intelligent than whites. Well, Ms. Grace, let my 3 millenniums of African blood and my 3 decades of American force-fed education intertwine into ingredients for your food for thought. I'm sure that your conclusions are primarily reflective of stats that blacks only comprise 13% of Ivy League school attendees. But I don't need to be valedictorian to tell you that we don't need Princeton's approval to tell you that we've already given birth to tons of princes. If Dartmouth perceives the poetic expressive darts that spew from our mouths, it doesn't mean that we aren't powerful. I understand your struggle. You're upset that you let you pin you down under the weight of that common application that transformed you from sweetheart to statistic. But even you being a white woman and me being a black boy, I hear your subconscious screaming, screw Cornell, Columbia, Harvard, and Yale. You just want to be brown. You just want to be brown, to be the brown soil that was casted off as dirt but then sprouted the most beautiful wallflower, to be the brown tree that appears frail but has the strongest of roots. I'll tell you where you weakened your foundation. You conformed and lost your uniqueness, aced your SAT and sat in complacency. You let your score on the ACT act as your only identifier. If your GPA was your only GPS on your path to success, you might have money and you might be well known, but it does not make you a strong woman. Taking an African American studies course does not mean you understand my race. If we were to let our complexion only be a reflection of the darkness of a bubble in a scantron, we would just be confining ourselves to bars on an American graph. And I'm pretty sure that you already think that we'll be confined to bars on America's behalf. So Ms. Grace, this is not a hate letter. This is not lyrical ammunition promising threats, because you probably expect that. So this is an aggressive, peaceful, non-peaceful protest against any teacher that looked at me like I was a shooting star in a dark hole of my ethnicity because I enunciate my words like they do. This is a war cry against any outsider enemy who questions why we wear fatigues in the oppressive heat and why we casually cop combat boots. Is because we are warriors. Troy Davis system failure recorders, Jordan Davis Jenna 6 newscast reporters, militants turned minion to a school system society that's trying to strip us of a title that we truly deserve. Merriam-Webster defines intelligence as the ability to learn, understand, or deal with new or trying situations. And that is all my people have done. So Ms. Grace, I know that this society has told you that you are mentally intelligent, and therefore you have the right to deem blacks genetically inferior. But on the contrary, your assumptions only want to prove that you are mentally inferior and that we are genetically and simply intelligent.